visited a rocket stove manufacturer here in Eugene, Oregon, and this is a little stove I bought. You can get them for 80 bucks shipped, and what's great about these stoves is they use very little wood, and they're great for an emergency situation or just for camping or whatever. And they're proceeding in this video, I have an explanation by the owner on how they're made and their total cost. So I got some onions here from the garden and a little bit of leftover pork chop. I'm going to drop that in. And then I have some sweet peas I picked, and we're going to put those in there and cook some food up. And hopefully enjoy the rest of the video. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Todd with Stove Tech, and today we're showing you our 1 and 2 door stoves. So for example, when you go camping, maybe you need quite a bit of fuel to cook your dinner. The advantage of having a fuel efficient rocket stove that uses a lightweight insulative combustion chamber, this is how much fuel it would take to cook 4 or 5 liters of water. And so for an emergency preparedness situation, cooking, so on and so forth, that's the amount of water that you'd want to use to pasteurize for safe drinking, perhaps sanitize your dishes, cook a pot of spaghetti, noodles, whatever you wanted to do. Water becomes very important. So with the rocket stove, this amount of fuel is all it would take in 20 minutes to bring one of these rocket stoves to a boil. And you can see right here, there's ceramic, lightweight insulative ceramic material. The cast iron top and the ceramic forms efficient cross transfer of the mixed gases of the flames, and as it comes up, and is very fast and efficient. So what you do is simply take thin strips of paper. You never want to ball paper and turn it into mass, light and fluffy. Just drop it in the chamber. Take a little tinder there, some little woods, drop that on top of the paper, maybe a dozen pieces of paper, a dozen pieces of little tinder, then your sticks or your fuel, and just put this in the stove. Now this stove here is the 1 door stove. They range for our retail price, 1 door economy stove, $82.95, all the way up to $119.95, and they get fancier as you move up. The floors are thicker, the metal's reinforced, you have a thicker cast iron top, and this particular stove in addition also has a refractory metal liner to ensure long combustion chamber life. And you can use any type of cooking pot or frying pan, griddle. You can use a grill. Here's a simple grill. It's just a rack, a wired rack I wired together with some pumice to cook a hamburger or a fish. You just wire that up and you can lay that on. My favorite type of pot with a lot of the cooking I do on these stoves is with a wok. This is actually our 2 door stove right here. A 2 door stove can burn wood or charcoal. You have to have a grate. There's 2 cast iron grates in this stove. You have to have a grate to use charcoal. However, charcoal is not good for the environment. There's a lot more methane, CO, CO2.
So for the prepper survivalists, basically one of these smaller stoves, the 1 door stove would probably work best for them, because you're going to use multiple. You can use multiple fuels with this.
Exactly.
Right?
The thing I like about the 1 door stove is it does have a bigger combustion chamber, and you can use any type of biomass. We have clients that have used these in the Marshall Islands, the Pacific, where they only have palm fronds to cook with, or maybe a piece of coconut shell, or corn husk, pine cones, dried grass, any flammable organic biomass can be used in the one-door stoves. So this is your better emergency stove with the larger opening because it's going to accommodate a wider range of irregular shaped biomass. Whereas with a two-door stove, you are locked into just small dimensional sticks because the combustion chamber is so small.
And could you show us the water purification system you have set up for the, since that's a big part of survival and preparedness, is to
Sure.
have purified water. So over here he has,
A water pasteurizer. Now, as most of you are aware, boiling is 212 degrees. Pasteurization is 165 Fahrenheit. This companion for our stove is very efficient. You just put the water in this double-walled vessel. You can see that it tapers at the top, the heat goes through. So this is a light gauge stainless steel and very fast to pasteurize water. This is about the fastest way to pasteurize water if you need a gallon, gallon and a half, an appropriate amount in emergency to drink water with our stoves. So this is an excellent companion to pasteurize water. Remember that pasteurization is going to kill bacteria, protozoa, viruses. It is not going, there are no filters. It is not going to do anything if the water was contaminated with heavy metals or something like that. But you could take, as long as the water isn't contaminated, water out of a mud puddle, anything, and pasteurize it quickly within 20 minutes using a water pasteurizer. As long as there's just bacteria, viruses, or protozoas in the water, you'd have safe water to drink.
so this is a good, if you could, so basically this could fit right on top of one of their units here. Let's put it on.
Yes, this fits on top of our stove right there. You can see it.
So that has everything you need basically in it. So you could cook your food and also purify water in this one system here.
Yes, and you can see that here's a, average wok. Woks are excellent pots for the stove. Boiling pots, grills, griddles, anything that you'd use that's in your camping supplies.
And what's your price on your water purification?
The water purifier, this is $44.
Oh, reasonable. So for $44, and then for what, $82?
$82.95, and we have another model that we use for humanitarian projects for $75.
Okay.
It's just a different color.
And how would they contact you if they wanted to buy this stuff?
Our website is www.stovetech, no H, just stovetec.net. Our telephone number here in the shop is 541-515-4394.
Great. Thanks for showing us that today.
Yeah, thank you.